This is actually a really interesting team that I put together in MLB 23. You'll see this video on my main channel at some point, whether it's before or after this is posted on Scan Plays. Basically, I opened packs in every MLB The Show. Every single diamond that I pulled in those games, I added their best version onto this team, and I'm going to play a full game with them, just good old Scan Plays, Late Night Scan style. So, I wanted to really do this on this channel because, first of all, on the main video that you'll see, the first game I played was a rage quit and a little underwhelmed at that, but I didn't want to lump on another gameplay to the video, but also because this is a unique team. We got a bunch of really good 99s like Trout, Acuna, and Bellinger, who I've used a good bit already, but a bunch who I haven't used, like Barry Larkin, dude, Jeremy Pena, and we're going to pitch with someone a little different today. We're going to pitch, I think, with Aaron Nola, who I haven't really given a go yet. So I thought it'd be a fun way to get a video out here on the Scan Plays channel, since I've, like usual, been very inconsistent with the uploads. So we'll hop on into a good old ranked game and see what happens. And yeah, basically, like I've talked about here, I've had the motivation at points to upload on here, get into a good stretch where I record a few games, and then as quickly as I have one of those, the next week I don't. So, I just want to be real with this channel. It's tough to really predict ever when content comes, just like when I stream and such. It really is all based on how much I want to play this game, and also how much I want to sit down and play this game and record it for content. I've been really trying to enjoy my own free time nowadays and not forcing myself to make everything a piece of content, so I don't record everything that I do. So, you know, we're gonna hop on and have ourselves a fun game. Also, Kyle Schwarber, the set 2 Kyle Schwarber in left field. This is an interesting team we're facing, and we're facing Max Fried. So I'm interested to see how this game goes. This is gonna be a interesting ranked game. I actually had played a game before the previous game I played for the main channel, and that was a weird game. I played in Philadelphia. It was my first ranked game of the season, and I'm not normally one to be like, oh man, I got hoed, oh, the game robbed me, but the difference in the game were 2 really bad singles that dinked through the infield that he ended up scoring on a later single. So it was one of those games where the difference was just like a couple swings that didn't necessarily go my way on the mound, and I lost by 1, and I was a little sad. So this is also another reason why I'm playing, because I want to keep moving forward on the rankings. I do not want to fall behind, because I do want to get World Series and get those cards, or at least one of them. I think that the World Series awards this season are pretty interesting. So we're going to try to give it a go and see what we get. I mean, Nolan Arenado could be a fun third baseman. And yeah, I'm interested to see how these cards would actually play. But I guess with this video going up here, potentially today when I record this or whatever, we're going to be doing another tier list here very soon, if not already here in the channel. We've gotten a couple good content drops that I think added a lot of good depth at each position. So we definitely got to cover another tier list here soon. So since it's been a minute since we've checked in on here, let me know in the comments what you guys think of the cards in Season 4 so far, which cards you've been liking a lot of so far. Like I've kind of been saying, I haven't been playing too much, so it's been an adjustment with the content here in the channel, especially in the latter point of the year. But I guess now that we've kind of settled in and talked about the channel and what's going on over here, I guess we'll actually focus on the game a bit. Good old Aaron Nola, sinker cutter aficionado. I'm definitely more of the control type pitcher, where the velo isn't going to really generate as many swings and misses or anything. It's more so of hitting spots and tunneling sinkers and cutters and changeups and sprinkling in that knuckle curve here and there. This card has a very identical pitch mix to Zach Gallen, who I pitched with the other game, and the name of the game is definitely the four seam and cutter I feel like the most. And they gotta sprinkle in those sinkers, because the sinker isn't really that great of a pitch for them. It's just more of like another fastball to throw. The four seam and the cutter, they could actually locate very well. Also, I'm swinging aggressively because I have played a couple games and I am warmed up. So I am looking to swing very aggressively here. So I swung at a first pitch down and away sinker out of the zone. Just a little bit early on. This at bat will try to take some more pitches. But yeah, this is an interesting team. I basically just ripped open a bunch of packs and tested my luck on every MLB The Show from the last few years. And it was a fun main channel video to make for sure. I had a lot of fun at least planning it and going through the whole process of opening the packs and playing a little bit of the old games. Sometimes you don't really realize how much better the game feels in the current year until you play the previous few years of the game. And the difference in the gameplay is definitely a very good difference here in 23 and how it feels. He went that down and slider again. Beautiful swing, J-Ram. But yeah, it's interesting to see the differences in the games and how they feel. And this game does reward you a lot more consistently. And it's been nice hopping back on it after playing the previous games for a bit and realizing, you know what, like, gameplay is pretty fun. And sometimes you get so caught up in the content grind and everything's got to be for content. Where, you know, sometimes you just want to hop on and get that itch of playing the game. And that's part of the reason why I'm also sitting down here recording this video. All right, so now a 1-2 count. Very bad swing there on that down the way slider. I feel like with Max Fried, and I think my opponent's really getting in on this, it's the sinker slider combo is the big one. Sinker slider changeup. That was a lucky take there. Now 3-2. And I feel like his go-to pitch, lefty-lefty, is going to be that slider. I mean, we've seen it a good bit here. And it's probably going to be his go-to pitch with them all together. And luckily, there isn't that much velo. There is the slider. Caught the plate a little too much, too. I absolutely could have punished it. All right, well, scoreless first. But, yeah, we're definitely going to adjust to see how that slider plays. I mean, it's definitely not going to be the best pitch. It's going to be an easy pitch to hit at some point. It's not a fast slider like a Jacob deGrom, John Donaldson type. It's a slow slider. And I think he will eventually hang some. That's a little unlucky. Sinker in on the hands. They just slapped it up the middle. Must have gotten underneath that PCI a bit to elevate it. And now we got to be careful. We got to try to induce a ground ball here. And the name of the game here is slow stuff away. And look at that first pitch. That is always my favorite. You get an unlucky hit, and then you get them a little bit too eager the next at bat, and you get an early rollover swing. And that's the thing with someone like an Aaron Nola here, who is a not velocity type pitcher, who is really about the control. You got to use the slow velocity to your advantage, especially when you have circle changes and slower cutters. Try to get early swings righty-righty. And then you go in on the hands with the sinker, mainly just to establish the inside part of the zone. Get them thinking you can throw something there, and then get some late swings on it. And then a knuckle curve, honestly, is not a great curveball in this game. Not really good breaking ball. But if you just throw it once in a blue moon, after getting some late swings on fastballs, you could sometimes get people to expand the zone because they're a little bit too eager. And that's a good little start. Now you got Mike Trout up. And you throw a circle change right down the middle, first pitch. I was going to take, but that pitch you have to swing at. You always got to be ready to swing at mistakes in this game. Especially like a Max Fried who doesn't have much velocity. You always got to look for those mistakes. I'm looking down in slider here. All right, he went low and right down the middle. There is a sinker. Should have punished that one too early on it. Now, the question is, in a 1-2 count, how much junk does he throw? Does he even give me anything in the zone here? He tried to slide step again. He keeps on trying to slide step. And again, he's worried about the steal maybe. But it's making the release point a little easier to read. And he just absolutely floated another changeup down the middle. But that was literally just the downside of me getting the middle of the PCI. I got to get that upper third on that one. Not hit a line drive on it. And then that one, I missed the PCI on again. Solid swings. Like, I know I could hit Max Fried, but those two swings that are different are just not the ideal PCI locations. And that stinks. I'm a little sad now. All right, let's see. Lefty-lefty. Is he going to challenge inside? He goes slider. He loves that slider. Don't necessarily blame him. Hey, you get back. My A button on this controller is like broken. It'll like, when I slam the A button, it'll hold the button down and it almost sends him home there. I got Jeremy Pena. You know what I'm looking for? Changeup. Oh, he went curveball. That was actually a well-located 12-6. Ooh, he went four-seam there. He hasn't thrown the four-seam much. That's on me for not sitting fastball. Now he keeps slide stepping. And I'm not going to steal. But I'm definitely looking for another mistake pitch. I mean, with the slide step, it's tough to really nail the pinpoint. And there is the down and in slider. He's throwing those in the zone. He has to throw those off the plate some more. That's why I'm going to keep on swinging at them. He keeps on throwing them in the zone. Man, I'm just off on these swings. We are so close to, like, demolishing these baseballs. All right, 1-2 again. All right. Good take on a 12-6. If we could just keep working at bats like this, get that pitch count up, just finally put up a good swing on a mistake, that would be swell. Fastball right down the middle. All right. I'll tell you what, my opponent is so lucky that I haven't scored yet. It feels like one of those games where I'm just looking for that one swing to hit it over the wall or to hit a gap. I've just missed a few of them. So, back to the mound. We're going to try to, again, stick to that changeup away. Use that as like a pitch in the zone to try to induce some early swings. You can't throw it too often, though, or your opponent's going to adjust. So I like to go inside, outside. Kind of start off away with the slow stuff, and then come inside with the harder stuff. He's early on an inside sinker, though. That's telling me he's sitting for that inside fastball in the zone. So I'm going to throw a cutter off the plate and on the hands. He took that one, though. And that's the downside with these slower velocity pitchers. You can't induce as many swings and misses on those because you can't really get the early swings. So that's why these guys are a little tougher to pitch with. And that's why I think the circle change is such a big pitch for someone like an Aaron Nola or Greg Maddux or Zach Gallen, because you don't have velocity. So your change of speed really is that changeup and mixing that in with the sinker. And if you could locate that changeup right on the black, it'll help you tremendously. All right, this is a risky pitch. Hopefully he's not ready for it. Ooh, he was very early on that. He was absolutely ready for it. You now get a changeup low, down and in. He fought it off. We'll now go sinker, but in on the hands. I don't want like any of this pitch in the strike zone right now. He's very committed to the inside velocity. We gave it to him just off the hands. We're in on the hands. Sentences. And we're going to start off with a backdoor cutter here. And it's a pitch I really like to go to with these slower pitchers because the cutters are usually slow. You see it's like mid to high 80s. And the pars are small. And the risk is so much less throwing a pitch like that with these guys in comparison to someone who gets into the 90s on that cutter. The pars are so much bigger, and especially with the velo, it can find a barrel easily. And you see, that's the bread and butter right there. That circle change is doing wonders right now. And now, I just got to click against Max Fried. I'm just going to guess down and in slider here. He did down and in sinker. Last time he went middle of the plate with the sinker, he had a slider go middle plate too. So I'm just going to start that PCI low. No, it did not go low. In on the hands. So 2-strike count now. Probably looking changeup or slider or 12-6 curveball. He went changeup. Hard of the plate. And I just missed it yet again. Literally just missed it, man. My PCIs are so close. But I was just underneath that one. I read the pitch too. Just didn't get the right PCI. Okay, that one we got all over. Ronald Acuna. First pitch down and in sinker. He's gone that sinker a little too much. And that's the thing with Max Fried. Like, it's not really that great of a pitch. It's not hard hitting that sinker when he doesn't have a cutter paired with it. And then you throw a four-seam right on the black, and that's just another easy pitch to sit back on. Back-to-back jacks to both sides of the field. All right, he's absolutely throwing a slider down the way here to Cody Bellinger. Well, I guess the pitch and put up a good swing. About all you could ask for right there. He just located that one perfectly on the black. Not much you could do about that one. Good pitch. But you see, we're getting the timing down here real quick. We are getting that timing down. I'm early on 98 miles an hour. Now he's probably throwing that changeup. I'm looking changeup. Oh, he went 12-6. Now I think that's going to eliminate the 12-6. He's not going to throw that twice in a row. Probably comes back changeup or slider here. Or a high curveball. Psychotic pitch. He almost got me to be too early on it. Alrighty. I honestly don't even know what to predict here. I think he's going to go to a changeup at some point here. Yeah, there it was. There it was, and I sat back too much. At least we fought it off. But I got to punish that. A lot of the name of this game is capitalizing on mistake pitches. Like if someone hangs a pitch, you make them pay for it every time. And I have not done that enough this game. Good take, though. We're at least getting that pitch count up. Seeing a lot. But I'll say this. This is definitely different than some of the other videos I've done. We're swinging very aggressively here. And this is less of the guess pitch approach. And more so just I'm comfortable with my PCI placement and my swing timing. We'll kind of just read things as we go. And this is I'll be real. Some of the videos we've posted on here, they've almost gone too well, where it's like I've actually predicted pitches way too well. And in a game like this, you know, the predicting isn't really happening as well. But with someone like a Max Fried on the mound, we're just adjusting really well, you know. So this is sometimes how the game goes for me. Sometimes I'm on my game with the strategy. Sometimes I'm not as much, but this is how the better players actually win, is that if they're not guessing everything right, they still have the muscle memory. And this is why that part of the game is still so big. You got to build up the muscle memory and the routine and the reps of playing the game all the time. Because as you see, like when you're just off, hanging changes like that are somehow getting outs here this game, as they definitely shouldn't be. But I'm giving my opponent free outs on very hittable pitches, and honestly, that's what's keeping him in this game. Me missing those mistakes. And also just me not playing as much as of late. I literally played for the first time in like since the new content dropped yesterday, so. And we give up a home run first swing. Love that. That changeup has been working, but he adjusted. So a good swing for him, but he adjusted to that changeup. And that's the downside of these pitchers, is they aren't that hard to adjust to. It just takes a few innings sometimes just to get the timing down a little bit. And so much of the game with these pitchers, with the sinkers and cutters that aren't throwing hard, is just sequencing. You got to really rely on sequencing pitches and changing speeds and changing the eye level of your opponent. And that's what I tried to do there. We went inside sinker this time. Now that he was very late, we'll go inside cutter. Hopefully he dials up too much. He was still too late on it, which I don't know what that tells me he's not looking for inside cutter, but we're going to try it again here. Beautiful. I think he tried to sit back there like he was with the changeup, but he was late on everything inside. So now I'm going to throw a changeup away, but we're going to throw it below the zone, get him on that pitch again. Beautiful. I think he was looking velocity there, got the changeup, but it was way too early on it. Now we're going to go back inside. Inside cutter in on the hands. Beautiful. I bet he's early on this one. Yeah, he's early on it. So now we'll go low circle change below the zone. Hopefully get a too early swing here. Hopefully he thinks it's a sinker. And it was very early. So I got the timing I wanted. All right, we're going to go away sinker here. But hopefully it lands out of the zone. Oh, that's perfect. That is a perfectly located pitch. I can just tell he was dialed up for the velocity and was looking for a fastball to hit, and he got a sinker, but it never really caught the zone. All right, so I'm going to throw another cutter away here to Paul Goldschmidt. I don't know what this guy is looking for right now. Luckily, I read that right. He was not looking for slow stuff away. He was looking for some velocity inside, thus the very early swing on an away cutter. So a good adjustment that inning. But man, I got to score more. I got to absolutely score more here. I got to really kill those changeups. That's really what's hurting me. Oh, well, we got him out of the game. We got Max Fried out of the game. And now we got Rob Nen, which is really outlier four seam, splitter, and very fast slider. So now I got to dial up for velocity. So a good bullpen change for him. Go to someone with some gas rather than like someone who throws a little slower like Max Fried. But bad news is that was a terrible pitch. What a swing from Julio. See, I think he tried to go to that splitter like he was going to the changeup. I think he's almost intentionally throwing them in the middle part of the plate low because it's been working. But you're not going to get away with that the same way with the splitter. A splitter shouldn't be located in the zone. And that's the thing. It's not like a changeup where it's got a little bit more floatiness to it. The splitter is... It just falls off a plane. You know? It just kind of drops. So you got to really tunnel that off of low fastballs at the knees and such. That's really the sequencing you do with like a Rob Nen. You focus at like the lower part of the zone like that. And the splitter needs to be aimed below the zone to get the swings and misses. And he got me on that one. I was ready for the velo too. Just didn't get the PCI there. That was such like a... I was absolutely guessing inside fastball after like a low splitter got me to chase. All right. Let's be a little more patient this AB. There was that splitter again. Too early on it. I don't think he throws it again, though. I think he throws four-seam or slider here. He went slider. Friggin' dotted at the knees. Good pitching. He did a good job of bouncing back there with Rob Nen. But I needed some time to adjust. That is for sure. Also, now you are not getting a changeup in the zone, buddy. That is going to stay below the zone. He has not really been too patient on it. Like, look at that. That pitch never really touched the zone in an 0-0 count. So I'm definitely going to challenge him below the zone here. See how much he expands. And now, got two early swings on low breaking balls. We'll go cutter in on the hands here. He takes it. Tells me he was kind of looking for that pitch. We're going to throw it again, though. We'll throw it twice in a row. We'll see how well he adjusts to seeing it twice in a row, because a lot of people will count that pitch out. He took it. Now, we're going to go inside four-seam right on the black. Hopefully this means he was just eliminating inside pitches altogether, and there we go. It got the swing and miss we needed. The four-seam just a little too quick. Thank you. All right, now I'll go to that away cutter again against righties. We'll see how aggressive he is first pitch. And he's done it again. The away cutter righty-righty, he's getting the job done. Two quick outs. And now we're going to go back to change up below the zone here. I'm going to test his patience. And he let it fly. Now I'm going to go four-seam above the zone. Just get his eyes up high. Get him to think about that pitch. That's fine that he didn't swing at it. Because now I'm going to come back with a down and in knuckle curve. Beautiful. Got him to expand the zone again. And let's go to that away sinker again. Hopefully things will go away change up here. All right. He fought it off. Really late on it, though. Try a backdoor cutter here. Risky pitch. But it could also really freeze him. Oh, it did. It froze him. See, that's why the sinker cutter pitch mix is so huge, because you throw a sinker outside the zone, you get him to chase, and now he's like, okay, he hasn't thrown that sinker in the zone much. I'm just going to take that away pitch, and then you come back with a backdoor cutter. That's why that's the name of the game with these pitchers. You got to sequence enough with players who are a little bit impatient, who chase outside a zone. And that's how you pitch with pitchers like that. You don't pitch as you would with high velocity. You got to kind of focus on changing speeds and sequencing enough, not even get them to swing and miss at it every time, just to get their eyes on a pitch and see how they adjust the plate. That's why I like pitchers like this, because it's all the mind games of your opponent. Speaking of that was an incredible swing from Acuna. Down and in splitter. And I'll tell you what, my opponent is only thrown 3 balls with Robin N here. He is definitely attacking the zone. So I don't know if I want to keep staying aggressive or I just want to keep driving up that pitch count. We're going to swing aggressively. Jose Ramirez. Literally, like, that was the identical pitch in the first at bat he hit a home run. But literally flip-flopped. Now on the other side of the plate, and it's an up and away fastball. Beautiful swing. All right, so I'm looking down and in slider here. I'm looking for him to throw that down and in slider in the zone again, and I'm looking to turn and burn on it. We're just going to camp that PCI here. He's liked that pitch a lot. Ooh, I don't love that check swing call, but fine. Please throw it down and in slider. Ah, that was it, but he accidentally hung it, and it actually helped him. If that were on the corner, I would have crushed it. And then now he... Good sequencing by him to go to it twice in a row. He caught me off guard because I didn't expect him to throw that same pitch twice in a row. All right, now I'm looking inside. Yup. He loved that inside four seam to some of those righties. What a swing, Mike Trout. All right, down in slider. Ah, there it was, but I chased it. Oh, another swing I just missed. I've just missed a lot of pitches that are over like that middle third of the plate. He's like throwing it right at the bottom part of the zone in the middle third. So I'm slamming that PCI down and getting that very tippy top of it all the time. I got to be more precise and aim it here rather than here. I think I did it again. I did it again. So tragic, man. We could have absolutely mercy ruled here, but I just didn't. I missed a lot of mistakes. But you know what? That's okay. Not every game needs to be a mercy rule. And we're going to start off with inside sinker on the hands here, righty-righty, rather than the away cutters. And beautiful. We got a too late swing. Now I'll go circle change below the knees inside in the same arm slot. Good take. Wow. That's actually a very impressive pitch to take. Now I'm going to throw that away cutter, but make sure it's outside of the zone. All right. He took it. Good take. We'll come back with an away four seam. Hopefully throw it right on the black here. Beautiful. So he's just being a little patient here. That's why he's taking all these pitches. We're going to come back to that inside sinker here. Oh, it ended up and in, and it's a beaut. Dotted him. Yeah, he just wasn't really ready to swing that at bat. He was like too patient. He was just swinging at anything that was close. This at bat, very aggressive first swing, inside cutter on the hands. So very late though. So we'll go cutter. We'll go change up down and in here this time. Hopefully swings very early. Didn't bother swinging. Good take. We'll go to that backdoor cutter now. Get his eyes away. Hopefully we locate this right on the black. If not, I feel like we'd get an early swing on it. All right, I think the spot would have hit. We're going to challenge him. Inside sinker here. Throw it right on the black here. Works. There we go. And we're going to go knuckle curve, but try to aim it in on the hands. Make it look like it's like floating in the zone. Oh. Perfect. See, that's the nice part of a control pitcher like this is you could sprinkle in curveballs like that, and the pars are small enough where you could kind of throw it at the knees in the zone. All right, we're going to challenge him again to that down and in sinker. Ooh, he was ready for it. He's put up his best swings with Kyle Schwarber. Now I see why he uses this card. But he just missed that one. We're out of it. Another good inning for Aaron Nola. I know he's not a pitcher that you really see used often, and it just comes down to all the options we have in the game. But I'll tell you what, if you're looking for options, he's seeming like he's worth a try. Oh, just missed. I've just missed so many swings this game. That PCI is so big because Robin has so many pitches. I tried to jump on him first at bat, lefty, righty, and I just was late on it. Like, that PCI is so big for Hall of Fame difficulty. I'm looking to punish him for keeping in Rob Nen here this long. This is why that low energy hurts sometimes. Oh, but what a dot. What a pitch. What a terrible pitch. I finally hit that splitter. I finally hit something right at the knees there. I finally sat back enough, and I just had the PCI in the right spot. I guess that's the benefit of the PCI getting big like this. I'm probably finding the ball now. And, come on, let's put up a good rally here. I would love a mercy rule here to send us home. Got top of the order coming around. He's absolutely throwing a slider or four seam here. I think slider. He went four seam. I was ready for it, though. I'll take that swing all day. That is just, he's just letting Rob Nen eat it right now. He just said, you know what? I'm not burning any more pitchers, at least right now. Just send out Rob Nen. And you know what? I respect it. This is what happens in games like this. You kind of just got to ride with that guy in the bullpen. And Jose, is that catching the gap? It is. Winning run on second. Jose Ramirez, 4 for 4. This card is still unreal, man. And this isn't even that, like, without any, there's no boost on. No captain boost on. This card is still popping off. Come on, hit that gap. Hit that gap. Just missed it. Get him over to third, though, so just a single will score him easily here. And yeah, I'm just going to keep swinging aggressively here. He's attacking the zone. He's giving me pitches to hit. If he throws a fastball, it's game over here. Just saying. Oh, that was it. Come on, give me another one in the zone here, buddy. He went to the curveball. That smacked, and Mike Trout sends us home. What a game. That very quickly got floody. We just did a good job of getting starting pitcher out of the game, Max Fried. We eventually adjusted to the mistakes that I missed. And literally we put up 4 straight really good innings. 3 runs, 1 run, 3 runs, 5 runs. And that's how these games go sometimes. You just start clicking. And I think if there's anything to take from that, Aaron Nola, if there's any sort of notes to be taken, he's someone worth a try with that sinker cutter changeup mix. And honestly, how I pitch with him there is about how I would pitch with anyone like that, like Aaron Nola, Greg Maddux cards, Zach Gallen's card, Roy Halladay, kind of, definitely Corey Kluber, pitchers like that where you're really relying on the sinker cutter changeup, especially. You definitely want to focus on those 3, and tunnel in sequence in a way like we did there. So yeah, that is it for this late night scan. Let me know what type of cards that you like currently in season 4. Like I said, I'll be tier listing here soon on the channel, so make sure you sub for that. But you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again on the next one.